Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, 1 week on. So I've had this codex for a week now, and obviously been reading it, so let's have a review. First up, the hardback codex, first one, and I have to say I'm loving it. I must admit, I always thought it was just an excuse for Games Workshop to charge more for the codexes, but in reality it is much, much better. The only thing I would like to see is I'd like to see one of those ribbon bookmarks like you've got in the main rulebook. I think that would be really good, but hey ho, you can't have everything. Okay, so what do we think of the Eldar? Well, I have to say I'm very happy with this codex. I don't think it's overpowered, but I think it's very good. What I really like about it most of all is that it keeps the Eldar theme up where it should be. So basically the stats have changed more than the points cost. I mean, okay, some units have got a bit cheaper, like jet bikes, and a lot of units have got a little bit more expensive, but our stats have got a lot better in terms of offensive stats. You know, the ballistic skills got better, etc. We're still exactly the same as we were defensively, almost. I mean, pretty much. So we're still the toughness 3, etc. So we're still vulnerable. Still going to be a tough army to use. So I think they've done a really good job, basically. I think it's not perfect. There are some things that I don't like, but on the whole, I'm very, very happy with it. So let's have a quick look. So psychic powers. Now this is the bit that was interesting, because obviously Eldar is supposed to be the king of psychic powers, but they've sort of kept that for us, but then they haven't. So we have got our own psychic power chart, which is fantastic. And there's some really good stuff in there. Some we love, some new stuff, and things like the runes of battle, where we have one power which has 2 options. You know, making us quite good basically. But of course it's random. It's the way Games Workshop's going, so it's not really a surprise. What did surprise me was the psychic defense. We've pretty much hardly got anything. Runes of warding. I mean, we've pretty much got no psychic defense, which really surprised me. I mean, in my Tyranids, I can just fly 2 Hive Tyrants up in my opponent's deployment zone, and he's going to really struggle to get psychic powers up. Eldar now has just not got that. So it's quite interesting, and just the fact that it's gone random does mean that we just can't rely on our psychic powers, which means we don't have to take psychers anymore, which I think is probably the biggest change. It doesn't mean we can't take psychers, doesn't mean they're good, doesn't mean they're useful, but it does mean they're not essential, which is what we were finding previously. So yeah, let's have a look, just a run by the different units and just have a quick chat about them. Let's find it. Okay, so first up is Eldrad, and I think Eldrad, fantastic. I mean, he's as awesome as he used to be, pretty much. Mastery level 4. If you want a Psyker, and Eldrad's your guy, unless you need him on a jet bike, of course. Prince Uriel, I think he's pretty same. IDICBeer, probably talk about him later, but how about this, look? Shouldn't that be IDICBeer? I was looking at that, oh, if I call mine, mine's going to be called the IDICBeer. 140 points. I wasn't impressed with him at the beginning, but I think he's quite useful, especially now that ranges have got pretty bad. Okay, they're a lot cheaper, but they're nothing like they were. You've got to invest a lot of points to get that unit to be really good. So, I don't know, I'm on the fence with him. Usman and all the Phoenix Lords, to be fair, they're fairly similar to what they are. Probably got a little bit better in some cases, but I don't know you're going to see that many on the table. You'll see them in fun games if you want something fun, and I mean they still work, but they're pretty much in the same ilk as what they used to be on the table. And then you come to the Avatar, which I'm pretty disappointed in the Avatar, to be honest. Yes, he's got quite big boosts, weapon skill 10, ballistic skill 10, etc. He's got more wounds, but even so, that 5+ invulnerable save, you know, okay, he's got his 3+ save, but if you get hit with plasma and all that stuff, he's still going to go down quite quickly, which is a shame, really. I was hoping he'd get uber boost, because I wanted to paint my Avatar. So to be fair, my Avatar's gone down the list in painting, which is A big shame. Okay, there's some war gear and stuff. He is better than he was, but he still suffers. He might do well if you have a big Wraith Guard, Wraith Knight list, potentially. Just some other targets for them to shoot at, but no. It's a bit disappointing. Autark, I think possibly Autark now may be the #1 HQ choice. Autark on jet bike that I've got, he's gone way up the list, on the painting list that is. So I'm really happy with the Autark and the Remnants of Glory stuff that's in here. I really like the Remnants of Glory actually. It brings that little Eldar technology to us, which is quite nice. Farseer, still pretty good, but again it's all random, so more, you know, it's not an essential buy, and the Spirit Seer just a cheaper version really. Warlocks. Now Warlocks have got better, and the good thing now is if you take the Autark, you can still have psychic powers which are quite reasonable with the Warlocks, especially on the jet bikes. They do still suffer something, and that's leadership 8 with 1 wound, so A, you're not guaranteed to get your psychic powers up, and B, you know, 1-1-6, he's dead, 50 points dead if you're on a jet bike, and considering jet bikes are so cheap, so you've had 2 Warlocks on jet bikes, that potentially can buy you another squad of jet bikes. So some play testing needed on these, and I've got a game coming up, I'm going to be play testing them, but they do look pretty awesome. Troops, Dire Avengers, arguably a little bit worse with their Bladestorm gun, but then they've got Battle Focus, and of course we all know what Shuriken guns do now. Shuriken is the king of guns, short range guns anyway. So I'm still up for Dire Avengers. Defender Guardians, Storm Guardians, well, they're good, but similar sort of thing. I think the main troops here are going to be Dire Avengers, the jet bikes, which have got cheaper, better guns, the Warlock attaching to them. These are awesome. Rangers, as I said before, they've got really cheap now. It's good if you want to field a nice cheap unit, but to get them to where they were, you need to take that Illic, so that really pushes the points up. Going to talk about Wave Serpents next. I'm loving the Wave Serpent, I have to say. Okay, it still has the hull point issue, but the energy feels fantastic. I've been playing these with scatter lasers. I know Shuriken comes with it free, Shuriken's good, but the scatter laser giving you that range and then making your energy field twin linked, which is awesome. So yeah, I'm loving that. Hollow fields giving us our saves back to where they used to be. So we get the 4+ Jinx saves just for moving, and then 3+ if you move fast, which is pretty much what we used to get. So yeah, loving the Wave Serpent, really happy with it. First of all, I was a bit disappointed with the points cost because we were expecting it to go down. But in reality, I'd rather pay more and have a better tank. So very happy with that. I think they've done a really good job with the Wave Serpent. And it's really fun to play. That's the most important thing. I had great fun playing those. Into the elite section, Hound and Banshees, don't need to talk about them really. They're basically similar to what they were, unfortunately. I don't think you'll be fielding those very often. Striking Short Scorpions, they've got a little bit better. They still have the same issues they had before, but they are better. Fire Dragons, well, I think everyone knows about these. They're more expensive now, but you get the 3+ save, you get Battle Focus. Very doable. Very similar to what they were, a little bit more survivable, but you're paying 6 points more. But I think that's still well worth having. Harlequin troops, basically it's the same, except there's a shift on Veil of Tears. It's now a psychic power that you have to test for, which is a shame, but we've got leadership 10. But if you do pass, then it goes back to the old rules. So 2d6 times 2 to target the unit, which is fantastic. It's just a shame it's not automatic, but you can't have everything. That's the only thing with this. If you do fail your test, then they're very vulnerable. But on the whole, it's good. Wraith Guard and Wraith Blades, I think we all know how good they are. They're going to be awesome. It's the new toy, new models. Arguably, they're expensive for what they do, but then on the other side of the coin, they are awesome as well. Short range, they've got the usual Wraith Guard things. But we need to play test them, I think. I'll probably have to proxy some if I don't get the models first, just to try them out. But I'm not too worried about Wraith Guard. I've never used them before, so I'm not in a hurry to use them. And moving over to fast attack then, this is my favourite choice option I think now. Which is a bit weird, I know, but I'm liking where the fast attack is going. They're not uber or anything, but they just seem to be good. So swooping hawks, they have definitely got better. You're not going to be able to use them like you used to be able to use them though, not so well, because the Sky Leap rules change. You can no longer jump back up the turn you come back down. You come down, so you've got to wait around a turn. And okay, you don't scatter, but unless you've got a piece of terrain you can physically hide behind, then that tactic maybe is not going to work. But the guns have got a little bit better. So they're still usable, but maybe not in the same way. Warp spiders. I'm really surprised that Gamesworks have not produced a brand new warp spider model, because warp spiders now are really, really great. Loving the warp spiders. But we've got old models, it just doesn't make sense. But, you know, that's the way they've gone. Shining spears. I'm going to try out some shining spears. They've got a lot cheaper now, and stat-wise very similar, but they're just cheaper. So I'm going to have a go at those, in particular with my autark. So I'm going to go back to my old units of shining spears with an autark, just to try out. I think that's going to be good fun. Crimson Hunter, awesome flyer, loads of great guns on there. Of course, it's only armor 10, so there's a lot of doubt regarding this, but it's, I mean, it's going to be good, I think. Really, to be fair, I don't think you're going to go wrong with them. Viper Squadron has got much better now. Ballistic skill 4, wow. Loving these guys. I'm definitely going to try out these with the Shuriken underslung gun as well. It's going to be great. Scatter lasers I'm going to go for again. I'm going to try the scatter lasers, making the underslung gun twin linked. Sounds really good. Hemlock, a bit disappointing really, because it doesn't really do a great deal. It's 185 points. Again, it's got AV 10. It's a shame really, because it's the best looking flyer. But I think the Crimson Hunter is the flyer to go for. Not too impressed with the Hemlock, to be honest. Then on to heavy support. So Dark Reapers. It's got the Skyfire rule, along with the War Walkers are only 2 Skyfire units. Dark Reapers, they're pretty much like they used to be. They're going to be expensive to fill them well. But they're going to do a lot of damage once you're going on there, and I think this is what Gamesworks have done very well. Is if you choose your craft world, then that's going to reflect on what units you have. So in other words, if you've got some harm, you know, a fast jetbike army, you're not going to have Dark Reapers in there. If you're going to have a different craft world, a foot craft world, then Dark Reaper is going to work really well. And I think overall the Codex is built around the different craft worlds and what units you'll be taking, which is awesome. You know, it's nice to see that. Support battery, again, very good, similar to what they were before. Warlock attached, could be some awesome tricks in there, I think. Fire prisms, you can no longer twin link them, but with the hollow fields on there, etc. I think they're pretty good. You've got a nice choice of template weapons now, so you don't have to twin link them like we used to. So quite happy with those really. Night Spinner, again, I've not tried the Night Spinner from previous Codex, as you all know, but it looks pretty good in this one, although I think Fire Prism is possibly slightly better. Valken, I'm happy with the Valken. Ballistic Skill 3, what a difference that is going to make on those guns that we've got. So it's a really good gunboat now, so I'm definitely going to be playing the Valken. I've got that, I don't know if I'm playing that in my next list, I think I am. So yeah, I've got the Valken, I'm going to try that, because I just fancy having those guns on Ballistic Skill 3, I think it's going to be good. War Walkers, brilliant, once again, the guns, etc. Sadly, they are open top now, but yeah, still happy with those. Pretty much again to be used how we were using them before, but we just don't need to guide them, so that's great. Wraithlord, again it's similar to what it was, and Wraith Knight looks pretty awesome. It's a lot of points, but to be fair, looks pretty awesome. So I'm going to be happy with those, to be fair, when I get them. So there you go. So just a quick overview really, nothing too in depth, and I'm sure that most people who've got this codex are going to be very, very happy with it on the whole. Few things here and there, but on the whole I think it's a great codex. I think it's, as I said, is not overpowered, but we've got what we wanted. We've got a beef up of the units. We've still got an elite army. We've still got the fragile army, because we play Eldar because they are fragile. You know, you've got to master Eldar if you want to play them. So yeah, on the whole, very, very happy with it. And these guys here, hopefully they're going to do what I want them to do, and I'm going to be painting those because I really wanted to paint those, which is awesome. And I suppose I'm going to have to start painting those warp spiders as well, because it seems like there's going to be no new model, so I'm going to get my old warp spiders out and they'll be next. Sadly, as I said, the Avatar is going to be going down the list, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, that's the way it is. So yeah, there you go. I'm very happy with it, and I'm going to continue some individual reviews of the units on the actual Eldar learning curve, but I need to play a few more games first to get that experience. So yeah, more to come, actually lots more to come, and thanks for watching.